Hello, and welcome to Collab Hacks. I love me some Whiteboard, using drawings to enhance your team's meetings. If you haven't used Whiteboard before, I think you're really going to enjoy this. It's a really cool tool with some pretty interesting features that you may not be aware of. So let's get started. My name's Dave Branscombe. I'm a partner technical architect on the One Commercial Partner team here at Microsoft. That's my contact information on the right. What I'm going to show you in this video is where you can access the Whiteboard app in Teams, as well as how you'd use the desktop version. And then what are some of the features in Whiteboard that you can leverage to enhance the quality of your meetings. So one of the things that I learned is that the Whiteboard app, as it's shown in Teams, where you access it, first of all, is if you join a meeting and you click on the share icon and go all the way over to the right, the Whiteboard app will be shown over there. However, the challenge is you can't record the app that is built into Teams. So if you need to record the meeting and the Whiteboard app, you have to do that a different way. The way you do that is you download the Whiteboard app that's in the Windows 10 store. It's a free app. You just download it onto your Windows 10 device, and then you have a very fully featured Whiteboard app that you can then share your desktop, and everybody can see what's going on within the app. So let me show you what that looks like. All right, so I'm here inside my Windows 10 device. And the way I'm going to get to the app, I'm going to go to a little magnifying glass and just type in Whiteboard. I've already downloaded the Whiteboard app, so it's installed on my machine. And when I get there, it opens up. So let's take a quick look at what we got here. Down along the bottom, you see the different color markers that I've got available to me. I've got some multicolor and some highlighters and erasers. Over here on the right, I have the ability to do ink to shape, ink to table, post to Teams, change the background, and so on. So we'll take a look at each of those. First thing I'm going to do is start drawing. This is the ink to shape feature. If you draw something that vaguely resembles a specific shape, it will clean it up and make it look perfect. So for those of you that like to diagram and use shapes in your diagrams, this is a real nice capability. Let's go ahead and clear the canvas. Now I'm going to show you the ink to table feature. So again, if I just want to draw a table, I can use my pen to draw the grid. And as I add more lines, it evenly spaces them. Same thing with columns. I can then write inside the squares in the grid. And if I even want to add text, down along the bottom, if I click on that little A, I have the ability to create some text that I can then, if I like, drag and drop into the grid sections. So for example, if I type in here column C, and then I just want to drag and drop that into the third column, I have that ability to do that there. Let's clear the canvas, keep on going. I also have the ability to use a ruler. That's down there in the middle of the little set of tools. So I can adjust this using my fingers on a touch screen, and then use it to draw some perfectly straight lines. If I'm doing some kind of diagramming, this is good for that. Clear the canvas again. I have the ability to search for images and insert images into my Whiteboard. So here what I'm going to do is go to a Bing search, and I'm going to look for floor plans for a church. I found some floor plans earlier, but you notice one of the things that's maybe a little interesting here is it's trying to read my handwriting, and which is not the best. And so it might be finding things like floodplain and flood, but it did find a diagram, a floor plan. So I inserted that in there as an image. But notice what I can do. If I click on the image and then in the middle there, I've got like a little magic wand. What that magic wand does is it actually digitizes that image. And now I can edit the image with my pen. So I can go in here, and if I wanted to use my eraser, I could erase walls and move walls and things like that, even though I don't have the original diagram. The quality of this one isn't that great because it's a fairly small picture, but if you had a nice, good quality image, you could do some pretty interesting stuff with it. I can also go in here and, for example, if I'm in a meeting and I want to take notes on a variety of different topics, I can create a note grid. So I can say this is note number 1, and then I go over to the add note, click another note, add note number 2. So I can keep notes during my meeting. I also have the ability to add templates. So I can create templates. Let me first get rid of the original note grid. So if I delete the note 2 and note 1, just click on them, and I should get a little garbage can. There it is. Get rid of that, and then get rid of the grid itself. Okay, so now I have the template for brainstorming, and I can write down my ideas. I can type in an agenda. So the agenda is going to be think, try, fail, and then try again. And then what are the ideas that I want to use during this meeting, or that we've come up with during this meeting? So as the rules of brainstorming go, no criticism. So my spelling there. How about chocolate flavored socks? So chocolate flavored socks is one of my brainstorms. And since there's no criticism, nobody can say anything. If I go over to add note, I can add another brainstorm that I'm having. And let's just say I want to create pants for chickens. So now I've got this very nicely templatized set of notes and agenda that I can add to my Teams channel. Go ahead and clear the canvas. And now what I can do is change the background. So I can change the background from a clear background to one that's a grid if I'm drawing something that I need to keep within a certain scale. So in this case, I'm going to just insert some pictures. I've got one planets and cartoons and a variety of different things. These, you can imagine these would be pretty interesting for education scenarios. These are some nice little images. Clear the canvas. And I can also go down and add a document into my whiteboard. So I have found a document that's stored on my laptop. I select one of the pages from that document and I insert it into my document. And just like I did with the floor plan, if I highlight the image and click that little magic wand, it digitizes that picture. And now I can go in here and write some stuff on the document. This information will be saved in the whiteboard. Let's go ahead and clear the canvas again. Now I'm going to select a PowerPoint presentation. So I'll take the one that I created just earlier this week. Audio in Teams. So it pulls that deck together. Take the first slide. And again, I can make notations right on the slide inside the whiteboard. So I like the color. You notice the E didn't show up very well because it's just about the same color as the background. Anyway, now what I can do is send to Teams. So what it's done is it takes a look at all the teams that I have, that I'm a member of, and now I can select the one that I want to put this whiteboard into. I select the general channel and I say post. And now what it's going to do is make this whiteboard that I have created with this PowerPoint slide, and it's going to put that into the general channel for the team named Branscombe Hub. So you can imagine if a person is working on a diagram or doing some whiteboarding, and they want to make sure that everybody on the team has access to that whiteboard. This is a really handy feature that just automatically puts it into that channel. And that's also useful for if the whiteboard is used during a meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and post. And if I go to the Branscombe Hub team and the general channel, the last thing in my thread there is the whiteboard. And it opens the whiteboard, and there it is. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that you can do in Whiteboard. I strongly encourage you to just play around with it and see what you're able to do, and make good use of it in your meetings. So thank you for watching. Again, please follow me at Twitter at Branscombe_David, and check out my blog at cloudyhappypeople.com. Thanks for watching.